Are you making an evidence-based decision or a fear-based decision? This is something that I see quite often, where moms are looking in the mom groups or asking for articles to show the evidence to make a decision. Or they're trying to weigh the pros and cons. Here's the thing you really need to understand about evidence. The best evidence that you can have is not pros and cons lists. It is not studies being done. In fact, right now, currently, there is a study that just came out saying that the epidural reduces the risk of complications. We know that's not true. There was a study done a couple of years back saying that induction of labor at 39 weeks would reduce the risk of C-section. Again, not true. There's going to probably be more studies done in the future. The thing about evidence is that the best evidence that you have doesn't require you to do any research at all. The best evidence is to take away all of the outside information that comes in from your care provider, from the mom groups, from the articles, and tune inward. In fact, part of the empowered birth method is putting you back in the driver's seat of your birth planning. We aim for a true natural birth because that is what has worked since the dawn of humanity. If birth was truly as dangerous as people would have you to believe, humans wouldn't have existed as long as they have. We only started getting evidence-based medicine in the 90s. Before that, there was no informed consent in birth. It was available in the 70s for other areas of medicine, but not in birth. So when you recognize that, when you really trace back and recognize that hospital birth only came in back in the 1920s and only became really popular by the 1960s, 1970s, and before that everyone was birthing at home, there's a discrepancy here between what's evidence-based and what's really fear-based, or what I also call could, might, possibly, maybe happen. So how do you decide what's the right course for you? It's quite simple. You take a deep breath, you tune inward, you focus on the sensations in your body. If you notice that there's any fear and worries coming up, you need to identify whether they're actually yours or whether somebody else has projected them onto you. And you need to take those out of the equation. You need to let go of anything that could, might, possibly, maybe happen, and instead focus on what is happening now. And then the next part, of course, is going through my 5-pillar system, which I talk about inside my book, Your Empowered Birth. It's also on my YouTube channel. You can go and check those videos. I'm putting a lot of information out right now because I'm honestly tired of this. I'm tired of moms making decisions from a place of fear instead of a place of power. And when I started back in 2021 with a small group of students, we really took this to heart. Every single one of our classes was based on tuning inward, recognizing what was true, and a lot of them, they had things like gestational diabetes, high blood pressure. Some of them were much older. They were geriatric, which I hate that term. There are a lot of moms that also had a high body mass index, and their care providers would say things like, well, because of this factor, you're more likely to develop this. That is fear-based decision making. It is basing the idea on could, might, possibly, maybe happen because a study was done and it says that this number of people had this happen. But what about the ones that didn't? We never really look at those, do we? We never look at those numbers of people that didn't have that catastrophic thing happen, or the ones that maybe had some pink flags, but they were able to catch it on time. So, How do you get out of evidence-based and fear-based decision-making and instead tune into yourself? Again, you need to get past your fear, trust yourself, have people around you who can support you, go through the 5-pillar system. Again, it's on YouTube, on my channel for Your Empowered Birth with Carly Bonderud, links in the bio. And right now, currently, I'm also showcasing my entire book. So if you have been hesitant about getting Your Empowered Birth, I'm just going to let you know that now you can watch it on YouTube. There's a playlist and everything. All right. I got to get back because I've got a training that I'm actually about to start up again. And I will talk to you soon.